Right. Fambulem, we are live. And we are live. We are actually live. I'm saying it as if I am, it's beyond me. But it's only because the time is running late. I actually forget to put a bulletin out that there will be a repeat broadcast of Dr. Richard, an exclusive over here with Dr. Richard Conte. And because I'm not being a chance to do a live program, and not for how the Sunday slot for just like that, I decided for do this particular repeat broadcast. So once again, Fambulem, this na repeat broadcast. Very interesting broadcast, by the way, and this na broadcast where I guess some 3 months ago, at a critical period where the All People's Congress been go through some manipulation, if you like. Not everybody will agree with you with the time, but of course, you don't expect everybody for the in tandem with a particular description. But it's definitely a time where the All People's Congress may go through some twist and turn. We na a justice, the judicial system, na imminent for make a decision on how the All People's Congress Party will go forward by handing down a verdict that a caretaker dismantling the party in structure, the biggest, one of the biggest, if not the biggest political party, dismantling the structure and breaking it down to level and apportion everything to a 21-man committee divided between outsiders and insiders. By outsiders and insiders, they are all APC, but one set of them with the majority come out from inside parliament and another set of them come out outside of parliament, led by the man we've been on the Fed discourse for quite a period of time. But again, like today, I had no intention to talk, but let me share. Let's get Dr. Richard Conte in perspective on many other things, but one for them to take note. Within the 30 minutes mark, Dr. Conte will talk a lot about the 21-man committee, what them do, and so forth and so on. So this is a repeat broadcast. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a watch. Right, Fambolem, I bring warm greetings to Una from the TNN TV Media Empire platform. We will speak to Una today, the 30th of April, 2022. I'm named Prince Emil Chroma. I want first of all apologize to Una because of being late, but what is most important is the program we will promise Una, we bring them to Una, and the person who most promise to Una, we also happen for bring that person in. This is quite important, but all the same, I want to apologize to Una because of the lateness of the program, and thank you for your understanding. Today, we get a very special program. We did at a critical time now in country. We did at a critical time now with political calendar. Whether we talk about the two-party politics them now we particular country, waiting we want for let people understand is like the country will remain. People then go come and fade out, but the country remains. Politicians then go come and fade out, but the country remains. Today we get none other but Dr. Richard Conte on the platform for identify and address many issues which are of critical importance to the Sierra Leone people. Dr. Richard Conte, welcome to the program, sir, without much ado. If you want to tell Fambule Adu, sir.
Fambule Adu, and thank you very much, Prince, for this opportunity again, and I'm happy to be here.
Dr. Conte, it's been quite a while, and I get a few questions for you for address the current situation we'll find ourselves in. But I cannot resist, like, as a regular, even though it's been a while, participant at the Den and Our platform, for look at you, photograph today and waiting with the beam to the rest of the world, for say congratulations and thank you for accepting the invitation. And as a whole, you look quite well, sir. I just want to say that before we move into the interview.
Well, Lord, just praise God for that. Because when you think of all the stress women they undergo at the moment, then maybe the scenario be supposed to be different. But we thank God. I think we are coping. And we are trusting God for the way forward.
Thank you so much, sir. So there are a few things I want to touch on, and want to keep this interview within an hour and 15 minutes. Sometimes we promise that, but we go beyond that. But today, strictly on arrangement, we want to keep them as such. Dr. Conte, there's been a long-drawn saga within a party where you belong to, in which you are also a very senior member of. But within the rank and file of this party, there have been many ifs and buts, toes and fro's, and as sure says how you understand what they say. In other words, you were taken to court some time ago, and una don't they go in and out of court, una even they outside of the calendar if you want to talk about the political landscape. But what seems so obvious is not projecting Usai Uday, because we really don't know Usai some people in terms of this. Alfred Conte seemed to be victorious. And if you can presume Usai Uday, Dr. Conte, you seem to be on the losing side in terms of this battle. I wonder whether I get them right before they even move on forward. You want to address that, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much, Prince. This is a very important issue. And for me, there's no winner and there should be no loser. For me, what's important for we as APCs at this moment, and from where we think about what all of this mean for the APC as a party and how do we move forward. And I think, say, at a time like this, any well-meaning APC for focus in efforts, not apportioning blame, but try for say, oh, now they why responsible, now they are responsible, oh, now they why they support this person, they support this person. But rather, I will say, now it is what it is. It is what it is. How do we get out of it? So therefore, I think say we could try for engage all sides of the spectrum. I'll be to get a discussion with some of my colleagues on this issue. I tell us, I say, me as a unifier, my perspective on this issue is that we have to engage both sides. We not for say because the situation is at it, don't they hide this one now, then we for begin take sides and begin to see, oh, the enemies that they are, the friends that they are. I may not say that way. I say, me believe, say, Russia and Ukraine, then they fight at the war front. But at the same time, now Turkey, they send delegations that they engage. America and Russia, they fight a proxy war. But a few days ago, we see that they exchange prisoners. In international diplomacy, we talk about back channels of communication, where you for always left open in case when would they get conflicts of this type, of this nature. So me believe, say, we therefore allow back channels of communication for remain open, so that we're able to engage on both sides for try to seek a common ground for move forward, putting the party first. I say this because I remember when I've been served on the 21-man committee for the process will be lead to the adoption of the Constitution. I say people came into that committee agitated, coming as if it was an issue of them against us. And what me and a few others decide for calm everybody down and say, hey, we might have come into this committee under different nomenclatures. But the fact remains that we are all APC. And because we are all APC, we therefore seek the best interests of APC. So we're not here to say you are APC or not APC, we are all APC. How can we therefore, as APCians, work towards ensuring that we meet the court's requirements and get to a convention and adopt a new constitution? And that remained my focus right on to the day of the adoption. It is not to suggest that everything was smooth. It's not to suggest that I didn't have my issues with the way certain things were done. But what I ensured was that I not take my eye off the ball. I remain focused on the bigger picture. And I'm glad that even the APC chairman acknowledged that when we go to the convention, he acknowledged the role some of we play for ensuring that the process get to the successful conclusion. So in the same way, I want to challenge the way they don't give this responsibility. Peter Conte on the one side and Cherno Majuba on the other side. By the way, I understand saying in birthday today, make a wish Cherno Majuba happy birthday. At the same time, make a wish my younger brother, William Conte, also a very happy birthday because today, himself 98 day. I want to wish both of them happy birthday. So I want to say these two guys, Cherno Majuba and Alfred Peter Conte, then get a solemn responsibility now for rescue with party. They can either sink it or keep it afloat for make we all land safely on the other side. And so in the process for select the people that we go serve on the 21-man committee and eventually also on the transitional independent interim elections management committee, I also hope say they go look out for people we get a cool head, calm, people the way they put the party first. We go focus on solving the problems, not magnifying the problems. People will go ensuring that at the end of the day, they take the ship safely to anchor. And we all get renewed leadership across the country, and we all get renewed leadership for take me to the 23 elections, where I believe, say, the people of Sierra Leone ready for entrust the mantle of leadership back to the APC.
Dr. Conte, many thanks for that, sir. We also want to use the platform for extend thanks and appreciation and birthday greetings, if you would like, to Honorable Cherno Majuba. And to your younger brother, Dr. William Conte, with we in the United Kingdom. Although I get issues for grind with him because I invited him to a birthday party quite recently. He acknowledged, but he never turned up. But that's personal, and we get something more serious, here for talking here. So, Dr. Conte, going back to what you just said, sir, this decision by Edian Fisher, we'll come to and discuss in total, is this something that favors you? Because the reason why I ask this, sir, is because A, you are a politician and you get ambitions of your own. And those of us who have been following the APC political, disunity, if you would like to refer to it as such, we know, say, Dr. Conte, an articulate politician, get in your own program them where they try to follow and ambitions of you. This decision where they arrive at, Justice Fisher arrive at, is this that favors you? And if it favor you, which means the other people them, because there are two sides to it, if not three sides, and not favor them. Where do you stand on this particular decision, sir?
Sincerely, for me, this decision is not about me. It's about the APC. And for me, I not enter into the race for the flag bearership expecting that a judge will give a ruling where go favor me. Because me, I know they in contest. Me, not to the issue we go na court. The issue we go na court and the judge then go give a ruling on. Me always believe, say, at the end of the day, now APCians around the country, across the globe, now they get for vote at a national delegates convention for the leadership where they need for take we against the APC. I mean against the SLPP. And all I done they ask for over the years, now a level playing field. I want to assume, say my expectation will not always be that regardless of whoever we forget for superintend this process, that person they be supposed for ensure say we get a level playing field and let the best man win. Me, as Richard Conte and the Unifier campaign, we don't decide for go out and reach out to everybody in Sierra Leone for spread with message of unity. For say we in the APC get for come back together. If we work for we. A divided APC cannot win an election. We need to be united, and we are committed to that. We also believe, say, when we win the flag bearership, when we win the presidency, we also need a united country to make we move forward. And that this does inform we engagements across. The people of Sierra Leone don't get an opportunity for assess. We all are flag bearers. And I believe, say, on the D-Day, they will take a decision. So for me, it has nothing to do with the court decision. But I believe, say, now that we have it as it is, now we responsibility for ensure, say, we make the best out of it. You know, in planning, we can say behind every problem is a potential. So right now, it's like people just see the dark cloud and they know they focus on the silver lining. Me go rather focus on the silver lining, that small light, that bright light. And I think saying that light they go see me through. So let me not just sit down now and say, oh, all is lost for the APC. No. Waiting can seem to some people now like a problem, might just turn out to present a huge potential for we in the APC. And so let's focus on that potential we can come out of this, which is a real democratic process, a real electioneering process where everybody will get an equal opportunity unfettered for expressing self, for ask for be voted for, and for also get a chance for vote. I believe that that level playing field day. Now we hope say this type of dispensation will try for ensure. And we hope also that as APCians, we will learn some lessons from this. We will not be in need for get to this stage. And there are a number of things we could have done to avoid this. And I hope say we will just learn some lessons so that in future we will know how to handle things better.
Okay, many thanks, Dr. Conte. Let me just take on this quickly. Obviously, from what you say, sir, you do sound and appear like a statesman and like the unifier, which I believe say you campaign represent, not only now, even long before now, as the unifying candidate. But here's the question I want to ask you. It seemed like the decision suits you very well. And you don't have to say whether it suits you very well, but from what you try for say, sir, it's like whether it suits you or not, the party need for come together as one object. The question I want to ask you, there are many ways will come into this short interview between me and you, sir, whether the decision of Adrian Fisher, the judiciary, was legal or it was political. There are people who really want to know about this. I wonder whether that's something of interest to you.
Well, me not a lawyer. So because me not a lawyer, I'm not going to tell you whether the decision illegal or illegal.
But you're a very smart man, sir, and you are very political as well. So it's a decision whether the decision was based on political. I just ask for your opinion. That's all I'm asking for.
And I'm just to tell you, say, I don't get an opinion on the legality or otherwise of the decision. Waiting, I will get an opinion on now what all of this mean for we in the APC. And say we not be need for get to this. But I not believe say anybody for be too surprised at this outcome. I don't think say anybody for be too surprised. We saw it coming. You know, it's just that sometimes they refuse for face the reality until we confronted with it, and then we now they try for see how we can wiggle ourselves out of that. But we saw it coming, and from the trend where this case don't take from the 10th of January 2020 to date, dating back to the NRM days, I believe say there are a number of things where we before don't do as a party for nip this whole thing in the bud for making not get to this stage. And from the time even where this judge begin give in preliminary rulings on this matter, we for don't know from that point for say, these things are getting out of our control. And maybe, just maybe, it might get to the point that some other forces might dictate what things will happen to we as a party. And so I hope say all of these experiences where we don't get up to where we did now sufficient for make we know say going forward, it's no longer an issue of saying I am the victor, he is the vanquished, but rather to say, hey, how can we ensure that APC emerges as the victor and the people of Sierra Leone celebrate that victory?
Okay, Dr. Conte, well said, sir. But again, arriving at this point, in fact, now the same case now you make, and for the benefit of APC people, for understand few things. You, in your capacity as an individual, and in this particular interview, you keep to say that there was no reason why we don't come to this point. In other words, the people of the country or those that support the All People's Congress don't come to this point. Precisely. Are you blaming a certain section of the All People's Congress, sir, for not understanding waiting at the situation then and for avoid or avert the point USA we come to? So we know even for don't come to this point, are there people that you are blaming, say we not for don't come to this point at all?
I believe say if you read the judgment and you read the preliminary paragraphs of the judgment where they trace how this matter don't develop up to where we did today. If you read them, I take me time yesterday in preparation for this interview for go back and really read them carefully and digest them. I think I read them twice. But just in case you go one for going to specifics about that. I really try for read them to make I understand. And what I learned is that this whole process, it was like a ping-pong game. And I believe say we leaders in the party, before don't nip this thing in the board. And I believe say if they be nip this thing in the board, they not look down upon the issue, they not just ignore the likely ramifications of this issue. If they be taken with the seriousness where it been supposed for deserve, and not things they will forget to this point. But now we are where we are. I hope say we all now as APCians could all learn lessons for the future.
Right. Dr. Conte, many thanks for that, sir. And Fambulem, just a quick reminder that tonight or today, generally, we did talk to Dr. Richard Conte. Needless for let me introduce him, but maybe few people might not know who he is. He's already made his name for himself, and he don't serve now government, understand what government is. Of course, he belongs to the opposition party, and the opposition party, they go through their own their own debacle, if you will like, which is not strange once people are in our opposition, and they are disadvantaged once it comes to party politics. And here we are today. We talk to Dr. Richard Conte. Dr. Richard Conte, many thanks so far for the issues that we don't address. I think I want to shift gear a little bit, sir. The decision where Justice Adrian Fisher reached, to many a people, it sound justified and rightfully so, democratic and rightfully so. You seem for the chime with that decision day. And before I ask the next question, again, while she don't address that but not directly, I want to put on to you, sir. What do you think about that decision day again, directly from your mouth, sir, about the decision where Adrian Fisher make?
For me, I'm not being expect without commenting on whether it is legal or not legal. Because this now law business, I don't want to implicate myself. I'm not being expect say this before get to the point where the court will prescribe the composition and membership of the body, and even the composition and membership of the transitional independent interim elections management committee. And not been feel say the court before go that far. The expectation been that some other more conciliatory way before don't they for handle the matter without getting to that extreme. But as I say, it don't happen the way it don't happen. Yeah. We now get to make the best out of them.
Okay, so making the best out of Dr. Conte is what exactly do you mean making the best out of them? And before you attempt to answer the question is, obviously somebody don't make the decision for you party, okay? And we've been get something where Adrian Fisher say. In other words, there was a composition before it arrived at this conclusion. There was something when I've been a prelude to Usawideso. So there was a 21-man committee, and the APC are supposed to the people them way appear for be disadvantaged to this decision reach. We absolutely been get the advantage. Does this decision disadvantage that term the Dr. Conte, are you with me, sir?
I'm with you, yes.
Okay. This decision where Adrian Fisher reach, they try for equate them with prior to this decision we reach. It be not already they deliberate on the way forward with your party, the All People's Congress. So we look at the setup, whether or not the 21-man committee, the constitution of the 21-man committee, and the APC waiting, they talk about the elder them waiting to actually get there in terms of that 21-man committee, 12 people them, Mr. Alfred Conte, who happens to be the victor in this particular decision, had something like 9 or what have you. Will that change the composition in the decision process going forward?
This is the point where I don't try for make repeatedly. I say if nobody not for begin see himself as the victor or the vanquished, because there'll be a problem. Because if you read the judgment, they also say in order for ensure, say there is unity, oneness in the party, decisions will be taken by simple majority. If decisions will be taken by simple majority and that one man get 12, one man get 9, then you can fill in the blanks. So therefore, for me, I not see a winner or a loser. My desire na for make APC win at the end of the day, and that day for me na the focus, and how we all go ensure say APC be the winner at the end of the day is very, very critical. And Emeka been talked earlier on for say, me appeal now to Cherno Majuba and to Alfred Peter Conte. For say, as soon as they lead the process for put together the members of this team, when I get a responsibility for put people there, we get a very steady mind, we love the party, and where their interest would be on success for we party, and not to forgo settle old scores. Over to you.
Yes, Dr. Conte, many thanks. For the benefit of the listening public right now and the one that waited for listening at some point later, you did mention, Honorable Cherno Majuba and Peter Conte. It seems like these are the two people and now we get the onus on them for forge the way forward for the All People's Congress. I want to let you expand on that little bit because even myself, I sort of struggle for understand the rule when two people are get for play, much more we listening audience them. And before we come to this program, I got I want to call on dozens of calls and saying, will you allow Dr. Richard Conte for let you expand on this so that we go really understand what's in the role of Cherno Majuba now, just put and say, you're not responsible for determining how the party get for go forward and Peter Conte, because this is huge. Are you assuming, sir, that the party already don't they don't take this with a pinch of salt? Because the decision was huge for put them all guard, then they okay, we don't lost Dr. Richard Conte. We don't lost Dr. Richard Conte briefly. Hopefully he will come back. But the question I've been try for ask, the role we Cherno Majuba, Honorable Cherno Majuba get for play, and that of Peter Conte. And the kind of match, this is critical, waiting at the match between the two. And not only that, has the party don't assume the responsibility already say, well, this decision, of course, it's a legal decision we have to keep by arm. So therefore, the likes of Ernest Bai Koroma, the former president, and Usman Yansane will no longer be. Okay, Dr. Conte is back. Many thanks, sir. I mean, just to say something, Dr. Conte, and just quickly, hello, sir, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Thank you very much. So the last thing we even talk about, is this composition and the people that we potentially get for move the party forward. We now Honorable Cherno Majuba and Peter Conte, we now the victorious person. Before I even move forward, is there a relationship between, because you are a contestant, and the victorious man now is also a Conte? Is there any relationship?
No blood relationship, no.
No blood relationship. Thank you for that clarification, because I damn well know, say, Dr. Conte, this not something where people can go argue about na social media. Is like, oh, Peter Conte, Dr. Richard Conte.
No, in fact, they even mistake me for being Peter Conte. They said I made her take the party go to court. They've said all types of things.
So there we go. You get huge work for the clarify this every time you appear on media. But thank you very much. And since we don't hear it from you, we too go use we own platform for help for clarify that. But Cherno Majuba have been the same Peter Conte, now the one that we charged with this new responsibility for take the party forward. There is so much animosity or animus, Dr. Conte. How is this going to work? Can you provide for us, here the way forward for let we understand and people and when they look up to a person like you for understand, say, you need worry, everything is in control. Peter Conte, who was on the outside, Cherno Majuba, who was on the inside, are the new hope, and then will somehow merge for take the party forward. How can you give people in that confidence this?
First of all, I not think say too much animosity for the
No,
Let
no,
me
Dr. Conte, not to, forgive me, sir. That's not what you want. You don't think, and you put on right, say, you not think, say, too much animosity for the. But they talk about, realistically speaking, let's be altruistic, sir. This is the situation, and that I want to speak to, sir.
Yeah, as I say, this is not the first time where the APC party don't be confronted with a similar situation. I'm understanding that we've been faced a similar situation in 2005, and Nadande be usher in a new leadership in the presence of where Ambassador Yambasu from Kono been coming as interim chairman, and Aka been coming as interim secretary general.
Yeah.
And they've been taken to a convention successfully, and will be elect His Excellency Dr. Anes Koroma as the flag bearer, and they go on 2007 for win the elections. So it did not happen before. People managed it, and we came out of it victorious. We retake power from the SLPP, and we win. And we govern, and we get an impeccable track record where we all can be proud of. So I believe, say, we can do the same. That is why I say, Chairman Majuba and Peter Conte, for make sure, say, in the selection of the people that will serve on this very, very important committee, we're going to be like the new NAC for the APC. Let them take people there. We're really level-headed, people that will elect the party, people that will go put the party first. And secondly, let them make sure, say, the
Okay, Dr. Conte, we don't lost your audios. You need for unmute your audio. We know you, sir. It's still mute. Your audio still mute, sir.
Okay, sorry.
It's on. Yeah, it's unmuted.
Like call come in.
Yeah. Okay, that's all right, sir. So you would hear you now. So you will make a real important point. So maybe you want to go over that briefly.
Yes. I say, I want make Cherno and Alfred, when did they select the people there? Let them select people that were level-headed, people that will go put the country first, put the party first, and we go ready for work together. Not of people that will go come into that room ready for fight each other. Two, I want to make the leaders in the party, the stakeholders of the party, let we quickly rally around and ensure, say, we give support to the people there and encourage them for make a series in why they for work together. Alan, don't give you the analogy, say people like even they're at war, but they get back channels of communication for try to ensure, say, things that move forward. You know, I said, so they need to do that. And when the people here then come into this thing, and from now on, make nobody not begin to see himself as the winner or the loser. That make I give you the simple analogy. I read the judgment. The man said they're going to take the shots by simple majority. So by simple majority, you get 9, that man get 12. And even though you get the chairmanship, you don't get majority. So that means in every decision, when I go for try to seek compromise. We, the last time we'll be there on the 21-man committee, even though they be say, for they take the shots by simple majority, we as a committee, we resolve. So we're going to vote on any issue. We say we go always seek a consensus. And that inform how we do all the deliberations. We will not ever vote throughout. We will get contentious issues, we will debate them until we seek a compromise and we agree and we move forward. The appeal to them for make them get such a spirit in mind. And I believe, say, Chairman Majuba gets a wealth of experience He don't be a deputy speaker. He don't, in third time, they do in parliament. So he don't be leader of the opposition in the parliament. I think he don't deny the ECOWAS parliament for multiple years. I think he get a wealth of experience and wherewithal for able to provide such a leadership. And I believe, say, the parliamentarians themselves will get quite a good crop of parliamentarians. We all will help for massage the process. We will get the best outcome. In a similar way, I believe, say, I don't know after Peter Conte too well, even though I don't talk with him a few times, but I don't know too much about his background and everything. I don't know him too well. But I believe, say, he also get a lot of experience, and I also believe, say, he get a team around them where they work with. And I believe, say, that team were able to put together a formidable team. Today, I listened to an audio where I understand, say, come from him. And I listened to what he say in that audio, and he give an indication about the type of people the way he nominates. I hope, say, he will stick to that line of thought. And I believe, say, if all the parties that stick to that line of thought and come to the room with that spirit, I think, say, it could be good for the party at the end. I just believe, say, God like Sierra Leone, God like APC, and I believe, say, we'll come out of this one stronger.
God like Sierra Leone, God like APC, but at some point, it like say, from what you say, Dr. Conte, God not be like APC because God pull APC commoner power and he give us and he like SLPP and give SLPP power. But more importantly,
in politics, you either win or you lose. Now, it's either or.
Yeah. Okay. Binary. Okay, Dr. Conte, you are absolutely right, sir. But I want to ask you again this. From waiting at the understand from you, sir, has the party taken a position? Because the reason why I ask this is you are a very senior member within this party where we did talk about. And from waiting you they say, you go appear as if the party has already taken a position, and on that basis they talk. Not in behalf of the party, but the party don't take decision already. In other words, they not accept the decision made by the judiciary, Justice Edian Fisher. Is this the case, Dr. Conte?
No, sir. No, I hear it from the grapevine. Say some stakeholders of we party they meet yesterday. I was not invited to that meeting. Why they not invite me, I don't know, and I don't want to speculate as to why they not invite me. But the fact is that I was not invited to that meeting, but other colleagues were invited. So I got to know about that meeting. I don't know the outcome of the meeting because me not did it. So waiting me, they say na wishful thinking. And now waiting, I go wish they go happen, and the assumption now that we are moving forward. There are different schools of thought. We don't get an experience with appeal or no appeal before, and we know waiting it don't cost we party. And I not think say however we feel about the judgment, whatever now we views about the judgment, I believe say we get for tread cautiously along the lines of appeal, especially when we get to a situation we're in opposition. We get for tread cautiously on the issue of appeal because it get far-reaching implications for the party and with chances for even contest the next election. So I believe say whenever the leaders they meet, in their wisdom, then will take a decision which will be in the best interest of the party going forward. So wait till me the express I just your opinion as Richard Conte and to a broader extent the opinion of my own campaign, me and my supporters, where I don't engage with, we don't discuss more, and this is not the view where they express. But the party itself, they meet yesterday, they don't invite me. I don't know why they don't invite me. And also I'm not familiar with the conclusions of that meeting, but to have believe say it would be helpful if we look at the possible ramifications of whatever the show they take before we take up.
So, Dr. Conte, from what you just say, so sir, I mean, this go appear scary to one level of the your party in supporter them. In other words, waiting you they speak now, some of it sound really personal because you said it, and I can quote that verbatim. That what you they say now just you and the people who support you, which is indicative, say there is a kind of split in the party, even at this critical time. So there's a split, isn't there, Dr. Conte?
No, there's no split. I just
explain to we how there's no split.
No,
in
I just
terms
have
of
to tell you, say, I not go to
yes,
a meeting. We not meet, me not attend the meeting.
No, you not
meet.
attend the meeting and
So
you were not invited.
waiting at the top, yeah.
Dr. Conte, 1 minute, sir. Of course, I have huge respect for you, but we are conducting an interview. You were not invited. These are your own words. Okay?
Yes.
You were not invited to a meeting held by others within the party, and you not attend the meeting. Now, two different things, sir. That's all I'm trying to say.
Mistake. Maybe a mistake. Maybe the person will be supposed to send the invitation, he forget for send them, you know. That tell they send, so tell them forget. So our party can say now an oversight. I believe say all subsequent meetings, if any, then go invite me. I believe say me I get maybe my opinion will matter. So waiting at the talk now, really, you know, I'm not a spokesman of the party. I believe that the spokespersons of the party will say something when the time comes. But waiting me, they say now, just my opinion.
Okay, Dr. Conte.
Well
said, sir. If I may just push back on that a little bit. Prior to this decision, there was a split in the party. You and others belong to something where they call the Big Six, sir. And there was also an other side to this argument. And finally, the justice of the country don't make, some decision. And this decision, has it united then different sides there in the party, or has it just driven a wedge wider to you and others?
Thank you very much for bringing up this issue about the Big Six. The Big Six is not a faction in the party. There has always been a clarion call to the membership, or from the membership of the party, from the rank and file of the party, from every well-meaning APC, and for say, una the flag bearer aspirants, una come together. Una come together, una come together. And we do realize that we acknowledge, say, we've not been very close, even though we all serve under President Nkrumah. We all been get with apprehensions about each other. We not be very united, not be very solid, not to be one solid unit. And we all been get with different agendas. And drawing from the experience of 2017, 2018, we know so we'll be very polarized. Some people are still bitter. Some people have come out of that election very bitter. So we've been there apart. So we say, waiting the grassroots at the talk, it makes sense. We need for come together. Therefore, some of we reach out to we colleagues them. We say, even though we all get we aspirations, even though we all want to be flag bearer, but we know say at the end of the day, that one person get for win. But when that one person they win, we all need for work together for support that person to make the party win. So therefore, let we begin come together. Let we begin create a forum. And we begin meet today, we reach 6. There was a time where even we bring in others. We had over 15 of us. Some the way they run for different positions. We all do they meet on a weekly basis. And we've been the I should say when I see some of the videos where we even they eat together. You know, it was good that we've been feel safe than they for continue. So the idea about Big Six, it is not a faction, that's just an effort for try for bring aspirants together for appreciate and understand each other better, so that by the time we get to convention, if any one of us emerges as the flag bearer, we all go easily see reason for rally behind that person there forget victory for the. That's the whole idea around.
Yeah, Dr. Conte will be in the EU, but I don't know what he thought you need the EU any longer. The last point is that was the idea around.
Yes, around the setting up of these big six or the coming together of these big six.
Sir.
It is not a faction at all.
So noted, Dr. Conte.
And therefore, it not get any relation to the court case because the big six has never been part of the court case. Rather, within some of we, when are members of the big six do, is that we became moral guarantors. When it didn't get to a point when there was an impasse, the party, per se, not been engaged with the NRM at the time, we constitute ourselves into what we call the moral guarantors. And we seek the approval of NAC for make we engage with both parties. And so the party give we the 4 lawyers who represent the party, and then NRM give we the representatives, and then we negotiate and then bring about the initial draft constitution, where we eventually continue for work on and take we to convention. So and that the outcome of a lot of negotiations culminating in the November 1, 2021, 2020 meeting in Makeni, where they be signed that MOU all about, you know. So that's the thinking behind the faction. And we need something we need to continue to work together.
Yeah, many thanks, Dr. Conte. But let's just ask you one quick personal question. What's the relationship like right now between you and Dr. Samura Kamara?
Excellent. Now, I hope say you know, say he was my boss for 2 years.
Yeah, he was your boss. You know, if we take the English language into consideration, was your boss.
Yes.
Now you have a different intention, sir.
I worked under him, now the Minister of Finance, for 2 years. And so he was my boss, and I always respect him for that. Because he be my boss. Later on, I become a minister and I become the chief of staff.
And what's the situation now? What's the situation now, Dr. Conte?
Very good. We don't get any problem. Now, my elder brother, I get tremendous respect for him. And whenever we meet, we get along very well. Even the people around them, my personal friends, some of my younger brothers, we get along so well. I don't get any problem. I think now people and they speculate no more.
Okay, people in this speculate, Dr. Conte, but before I move to the next question is, the position where you occupy now, and potentially it's not official, it's like na inna the marksman, na in potentially go be the flag bearer. Of course, there are doubts now, but this is a position that you also are vying for, which puts you in a competitive position with your former boss. Will you address that, please, sir?
I don't think it's a problem. That is
why shouldn't it be? Why shouldn't
That's the beauty of democracy. If you don't get in chance in 2018, and if you don't lose them, so now it's open again to everybody. So we're all equal. We're all equal now.
Dr. Conte, are they getting this persistent call and assuring that somebody when they watch the program probably want to talk to you? Carry on, sir, but I sure say the person they watch this program and you know Umfaji about the deputy of ADP in this call. So continue, sir. Just probably want to ask you a question. Sorry for the interruption, sir. Dr. Conte, will they continue while they try for call and back because I reject the call 3 times now.
Okay, I say if you don't get your opportunity in 2018, now a new beginning, they don't open up again. Everybody gets a right for express desire for provide leadership for the party. And me, now one among several people, them were also interested in providing that leadership for the party, and it could be up to the people the members of the party now for decide at the convention on who that among we would be the best person for leading. And they look forward to a very healthy competition. And as I clearly said, let the best man win.
I will talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah. Many thanks for that, Dr. Conte. So let we can move on, sir, if you would like. So let me go back again to the decision made. The old guards are being banned, sir, which is your former boss, the ex-president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Ernest Bai Koroma, a man we undoubtedly you get huge respect for. And also the executive of the party, including the Secretary General, Ambassador Usman Yansane. But some of the things, them, in my opinion, were not clear in this verdict rendered by Justice Fisher. Who gets the chair, Dr. Conte? I hope you go address that. Who gets the chair? Who becomes the secretary? In other words, waiting at the outline, is it conclusive? Are there ifs and buts, Panam? Dear at the big, Dr. Conte, help address this issue so me I can understand and other people understand, sir.
The judgment is very clear in terms of who gets the chair. The judgment say Alfred Peter Conte will appoint 9 members into this committee. One of these 9 members will be the chair. So which means Alfred Peter Conte will appoint the chair. Quite unlike the last time, where the state clearly say the secretary will come from the NRM. This time, not state the secretary they come from. So the assumption where on that when they meet during their first session, then go nominate people them for the secretary, they then go vote, and the winner will be the secretary for the committee. I think say the committee, when they meet, then go elect the secretary and any other positions. I think say they even forget the whole state of executives because they are taking over the functions of the national executive for the next 3-4 months. You know, so therefore, I believe say they can forget secretary, they can forget assistant secretary, they can forget vice chair, they can forget treasurer, they can forget organizing secretary, they can forget publicity secretary. So I believe say they go fill up that full slate being guided in that case by the provisions in the 2022 constitution of the party. So I think say they will fill up those positions. The judge maybe not the one go into details of begin allocate all of those positions. Believe when they meet, then go now see how best then go, but then get for appoint assign people left for occupy all of these positions because the work of the party get for continue.
Okay, Dr. Conte, many thanks, sir. Does this new arrangement, does it suit you? Because you now, I mean, you are so you're part of the hemmings of the All People's Congress, but then there's this new arrangement, and you almost sound like you come from the old guards of the All People's Congress. And the reason why they ask this, and Mr. Sefwe, they ask this, I favor change, I favor reformation. So I'm very much pleased with reformation and change. But I ask this because from my conversation with you, even the last way you talk, sir, it seems like you favor change as well. But does this change favor you? Dr. Conte, okay, you're back. I guess you agree with your answer. Does this change, this new transformation, does it favor you because you speak optimistically about this new future, this new arrangement?
I don't think say I go able to at this moment whether it favor me or not favor me. I cannot say because there are a lot of gray areas. How this whole thing go unravel, I don't know. So I think say it could be premature for me as I begin to say it will favor me or not favor me. One thing, the only thing is that I'm very, very worried. I'm a very worried man. I'm a very worried man. I'm very concerned about the future of my party. And I'm very concerned about waiting this ruling go mean for my party. And I get sleepless nights over that yesterday. And they really hope and pray that we go quickly get over this phase in we party and we get back on the rails and make move this we party, let this train move forward.
Okay, Dr. Conte, once more, can I just say thanks for that answer? So we did come towards the end of Fambulan. I just want to remind you now that we are having an exclusive interview with Dr. Richard Conte, coming fresh from the back of a decision made by the judiciary of Sierra Leone, Justice Edian Fisher, in which a lot of the things said by Justice Edian Fisher, or the conclusion which Justice Edian Fisher came to, divide the All People's Congress. I can't say in the middle, I can't certainly say for sure, but definitely you got people there who are for and those that are against. But waiting with the address now today, we did talk to one of the most significant politicians them in the times of we country, we happen to be Dr. Richard Conte, where they try to address some of the issues. And we are very pleased to get Dr. Richard Conte on the platform. Dr. Conte, whilst we come to the end of this interview, sir, I know say you speak to that little bit from the very beginning, but we will try for construct the beginning towards the end. So now that we come towards the end, the question for you, Dr. Conte, is how much, if you get any indices, any feelings, any impression, is the party divided made? And the second part of this question is, if there are, we sure say we get division them, but we don't know how much, if we want to equate them as per numbers or percentage, but definitely there are. But person like you, how much of it are you calling for, say, Bodiabolo, unala we make peace? And supposedly somebody they try to play games with, we are not going to play that game. We need for focus on the objective. Where exactly do you stand, Dr. Conte, and what do you get for tell APCians and the Sierra Leonean in general, sir?
Are they exactly on the last part that you talk? Are they on the side of the one there where they say, hey, let us come together, let's focus on the bigger picture, let us work together, let's address this issue, let's find a solution? I think so we still they reflect on the judgment. I don't think say we all don't come to the full realization yet of the impact. And I not do any opinion survey for try for no opinions of people either way. I know say people that don't express different views now the social media, but I wonder how many people don't really take their time for read the judgments properly and try to understand them. And I think say if people then read the judgment properly and try to appreciate them for what it is, maybe their perspectives will be slightly different. But either way, I believe say as a member of the APC, as a senior member of the APC, as somebody where they aspire for being the flag bearer and therefore the leader of the APC, I think say this is not a very worrying times for we, a time wherein the future of we party now determined by a court and not by the usual structures. And therefore, I hope, say, we will learn lessons from this. For let we see how we can, whenever we get with differences, let we try to nip them in the bud and try to address them. Whatever are the underlying causes of some of these types of unnecessary tensions related to this type of situation, let we deal with them. I believe, say, the new 2022 Constitution don't go alone for address some of these concerns. I only hope and pray that the new leadership will go for come up after the conventions to really ensure, say, we follow the provisions of the Constitution to the letter, and we all work sincerely in the best interest of the party and ensure, say, will make the party a vibrant party, a party for the future, a party who will stand the test of time. And I'm very confident that the people of Sierra Leone, they await a new leadership for the party, and they eagerly await a new dispensation where the APC will take back power in 2023 and move this country forward, taken from we left on the 4th of April.
Okay, okay, Dr. Conte, I think we get what you really say, in other words, Usai the party be left power and Usai the party need for take responsibility again for move kind of forward. But some of the things that we need for note is some of the things that we Dr. Conte they say that he's very worried on the future of the country and the All People's Congress when others other than the party get for make decision in behalf of the party. We need for note that because that's very critical. That other people other than people that will belong to the party get for make decision for the party. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Conte. And I promise you, sir, according to plan and time, they come to the end of this interview very, very soon. And I want to say thank you so much because the interview look heavy. We they run over 200 people live where they watch. Not just Facebook alone, and we get about 50 people on YouTube, which is new because but by the time this ends, there will have been thousands of people who will have watched this. Dr. Konteh'S, the thing way clever people can do, and that's what you've just done. You can always be ahead of the interview because you try to read the mind of the interviewer or the questions potentially that will be put to you, sir. And but this interview not end yet, not on your own time. It will end on our own time, sir. So what I want to say, Dr. Conte, many thanks, here for that reflection. But here is the thing, Dr. Conte. The judiciary don't make a plan for you and your party. And of course, you just reflect on that. And that day on the screen, people and where they watch, that this worries you a lot. We not to the party get for make a decision other than others will not belong to the party or get different intention for the party will have to make a decision for the party. These are worrying times for you and Fambul and need for take note. They really need for take note. But Dr. Conte, elections are not very far away. But before the elections, you party, they will be answer. The people the way they contest against, they will almost everything, they've held it. They don't elect them person where they want to let it go forward, challenge una. Una all this time, una still live and fact. Una in a court, una dey between una selves, Alfred Conte, Dr. Richard Conte, and many others. Waiting on una chances.
No, call more names. Not just call Conte stuff.
Okay, now call more names. Yeah, it's a good one, sir. Dr. Samora Kamara, Almami Petito, Dr. Kaifala Mara. A name where they call for the very first time on the platform. And Kemosi say we don't dinner the platform as well. We also say you get intentions for run. And many others we are not able for call now, but I think I've called enough for your satisfaction, sir.
Yes, no, you see, I not quite understand your question. You want for repeater?
Yes, definitely, sir. So waiting are they say? The Sierra Leone People's Party under His Excellence.
Okay, fine. I'll make you know, say, in 2007 election, SLPP, they appoint the flag bearer 4 years before the elections. APC get to flag bearer.
You don't mute yourself, sir. I don't know what you don't do. You don't mute yourself. We need to hear you.
I'm not mute.
Okay, you are back, sir. Yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah. I say in 2007 election, SLPP they be elect the flag bearer 4 years to the election. APC, after all the court case, them barely 3 months to the election, and they settled on Alex Koroma as flag bearer. We win the elections. And SLPP was in power. We removed them. So me believe say we still get time for win the elections against SLPP, especially where if we elect somebody we gets the wherewithal for bringing competence together, for make them unite and work together. We understand about elections, and we go able to provide the leadership where the party go need in those types of elections. And I believe say members of the party don't get the opportunity for evaluate we all as flag bearer aspirants, and I believe say they will take the right decision. And I believe say any well-meaning aspirant for a clear-cut strategy and a timeline implementation. And we say we get shortfalls in terms of time, you forget a replanning strategy for cope with those shortfalls and try to see how you go hit the ground running. You not get until they elect you before you start. And so even as we go around for try for get Ghana support for we flag bearership, we are indirectly initiating the process. And I think say this party they help with so much that they campaign for on a daily basis, you know. And the people of Sierra Leone, they see on a daily basis how this party they really demonstrate the inability for govern and the sufferings where the people they face and the desire where the people then get for go back to the days of the APC very apparent to anybody where they come necessarily. It actually palpable. So I believe say it's not going to be too much of a Herculean task. We just need to put in place an appropriate strategy. The unified team we already get your strategy. We don't pilot the number of by-elections, and I think say it's ready to go. And the party definitely will leverage on that for the next elections, and we will hit the ground running, and we will win the elections on the first ballot.
Okay, Dr. Conte, obviously we are in the 9 minutes of this particular program. I wish we had more time, but of course, you are definitely a friend of this platform, so we can bring you back again another time, here for address many of the issues that are not being addressed today. But you make it sound simple. The SLPP is showing the ability to govern, and most people will understand this. But at the same time, reality checks are una day up against a formidable, person or entity, and within a government, you once upon within a government, and you had all the tools of government, but you still lost. We know say you can use that same method for say, well, SLPP government, they may still lose the election, sir. But the idea is they will have learned from your mistakes. How confident are you going forward that even though they get the inability for govern and all of these errors, mistakes, if you will like, that you will prevail come 2023?
APC gets a track record for remove SLPP from power through the ballot box. We do it in 1967, we do it in 2007, and we will do it again in 2023. We believe, we know we don't get an opportunity for study the electoral patterns of this country, the voting trends, and the voting population. And we know exactly what we need for do for ensure, say, those actions that they took to give them an advantage, if any, it not go happen again. We'll be better prepared. I'm not going to go into details now for strategic reasons, but I want to assure you, say, we know exactly what need for be done, and we will do exactly what need for be done, and we are going to win those elections on the first ballot. And this time round, we go ensure, say, we collate with results in record time. I'm saying within 24 hours, we go down collate with results, and thank God that we have social media. The whole world go know exactly how the people don't vote. So we wait for NEC now for can certify the results. So nobody not go steal we votes from we. We go protect and defend we votes. And we believe, say, the people of Sierra Leone have had enough of this government. They want the APC back and they go vote for the APC. And we will guarantee them, say, when they vote this time, they vote.
Yeah, protecting and guaranteeing them votes, then we don't see them characteristics in the especially of you, sir. I've had some videos. I wish I could have played them for the benefit of the public because you were so proactive in many areas. But the question again, what I want to ask Dr. Conte, if you will permit me, sir, is this animus or animosity, much more put, between UNA. I wonder whether you will agree with me in the first place, because there is. But you being the politician and an academic might say no, and you can put them a different way, which will be understood. But the last time there were 28 of you guys. Part of the disunity within the rank and file of your party is these 28 people. For example, I give you a cabinet colleague of yours, Alpha Khan. Today, he's gone rogue, and I put him in, inverted commas. He's gone rogue. And they tell we say, Isabi, talk more than all of us, including you. In other words, he joined the ruling party, and they try for say, they serve national duty, where at the same time, it is serve opposite in party. They try for take away credits away from in party. This does not go down well. If person do that now, because obviously if you say in clever, the rest of the people are fools. But I know say now the opposite, the rest of the people are not fools. But the point why they try for makes 28 of you were the last time contended for the presidential aspirant for the All People's Congress Party. Some of una today, una all grudges instead of mending fences. Dr. Conte, please, how, sir, are you guys all prepared? 28 of you, we know say some gone rogue, but how prepared are the rest of you we left for mend those fences for the sake of Masalon?
Point of correction. Dr. Richard Conte did not contest in 2017, 2018. So I've not been there among 28. Now, my first time this for contest for the flag bearership. You know, in Timney, there's a saying, they say, I'm for so achimony. Power, they know the giam on a silver platter. Waiting, they happen inside APC, now just a struggle for power. The problem with some people they face is that they don't use competition. They just believe, say, they for present and to them on a silver platter. So when they sense competition, then they go haywire. But not necessary. I am very fine with competition because I believe in the people and the ability for choose whether they believe, say, will lead we. I believe, say, they go take a decision based upon the antecedents. They know which side we all been there before 2007, where we defeat for bring APC in power. They know. They know whether they among we now job bring them come inside APC, and whether they among we now we fight for power for make APC kind of power and we govern. They know we track record in terms of how we relate with we party while we were in power. After 2018, the people they also know how we all don't carry ourselves in terms of relation with the party, how we don't articulate the party in position, how we don't defend the party in critical times, and how we don't reach out to we members where they in need in critical situations. The people they know. And because the people they know and they're enlightened, waiting the 2022 constitution don't do as against the 1995 constitution, Now that this time they say, not to the big one again, the big point is saying this. Whether una sabia now or not sabia more, just will follow that. No. This time they say, now the people, the delegates, now they elect whether they believe say that the most suitable person. Then they go present and out to the big one and say, now in this. And we all go toe the line for ensure say that person they win. I think say that then are the spirit with which we they go. That make me not say animosity. I just they see say people are genuinely agitating for power. The only difference is that some people believe say na mamikos go for make their flag bearer.
Yeah, Conte, you don't mute yourself, sir. I don't know what you do, but you touch something. So you need
Now
to
you
mute.
call me they come in.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're fine, sir. You're back. Okay. So we don't lost
Sorry, when I call they come in. Because they believe say, yeah, because they believe say na mamikos get for bring and come in, so that they raid mamikos on different people. Get for make them flag bearer. So therefore they go after their colleagues, then they mount all types of propaganda against them. Me not believe in that. I believe in a message. I have a clear message for my people. I believe in my antecedents. People that don't know me track record and they don't know say I can be there for my party. I can defend my party. I can take risks for my party and I can challenge when it's necessary to challenge and I can provide the leadership when this party needs. And I think say, based upon that, when the dates come for the convention, Dr. Richard Conte will emerge as the clear winner on the first ballot. And I will bring everybody together because I know say everybody helpful, everybody important, everybody useful. And I go reach out, I no go sleep until I bring everybody together that we can fight in one accord for ensure victory for the APC. That's
Dr. Conte, I get two more questions. One of them is outside of which we will talk, and the final one is obviously for just wrap up the program. But we cannot have a conversation with you, sir, as person we don't represent this state at the highest level without talking about dominion ye. In many
under the mango tree.
Under the mango tree, Dr. Conte. I mean, this is a stain, and you are an educator. You teach, you taught in the academic sphere. So this is not an ordinary thing, here to you. So whilst it's a national shame and people try for politicize them, of course we understand, but now people want dampen them by saying, oh, now this time this organization being formed, oh, now everybody else get this fake degree. I have to bring it to you, Dr. Conte. What's your view on this dominion ye and fake degrees and under mangrotique, which is a national scandal and a national shame, sir?
Prince, this is not a national scandal, a national shame. I agree with you. And I don't, on another platform where they interview me, I talk, say, when I become president, I will make sure, say, we sanitize the education sector and we ensure, say, such not happen again in the history of Sierra Leone. What I find most appalling, now where young people, we're capable for go to university, study and get degrees, then they choose for go buy degree. And now the bad thing is that they make even well-meaning Sierra Leoneans then. Now where would they go out? The young, we picking them, we nephews them, we nieces them. Where do they go out now for go study? As you present your credentials, then they begin doubt them.
Exactly, we are laughing.
Then they begin doubt them. And that is very, very bad. If this government refuse for address that issue appropriately, I promise you, Prince, when I become president in June 2023, my education minister would take leadership. And definitely it not going to be somebody from Dominion here. It could be somebody we qualified, we go university, pay school fees, attend class, and get in degrees. That person will make sure say we go sanitize the education sector, and anybody we're responsible for this disgrace we they bring on this country will be held responsible, and the law will take in course, because it gets lasting damage where they cause on the psyche of the people there and on the international image and credibility. And I believe so we'll go for take appropriate action. So it is very bad, and I hope say the Tertiary Education Commission will stand firm and not allow the stuff to be moved. I already say Parliament does set up a committee for investigate this whole issue. I hope that they will start inside Parliament, because rumors have it that right inside Parliament they get the million people. Then so when they start right inside Parliament, and then they sanitize Parliament first before they go. You know the Bible say, remove the log from your eyes before you go look at
the wax from your ears.
And the other person, So maybe they start inward inside Parliament first and sanitize the before they go out, because we understand, say, right there in the leadership of Parliament, we get people that would have dominion year degrees that they get. And I tell you, it's unfortunate, but it's not good for this country, and we take necessary steps for restore the image will be known as the Athens of West Africa, the country where the entire civil service of West Africa be the camp for Catholic education. The first university in West Africa, where all man, when they call for a big college, all man they get respect from we. We hope so we'll get back to those days.
Absolutely. So Fambulem, tonight we are speaking to Dr. Richard Conte, one of the most consequential politicians them now.
Consequential?
Yeah, go on, sir.
Consequential?
What? Okay. You see, this is not the thing when you come to academic, and this is not the thing when they talk about when you make mistake, they correct you, quite soon. I mean, just this back of one of the most significant, politician ever now we country, between this period and we did talk about. But when they come to the end, and I mean, basically, this is the end. I get one more question for Dr. Conte, and then you go wrap up the entire program. But before we do this, I want to recognize the people that will participate in the chat room. So I go read waiting people say. Of course, some are critical, some are for and against. But before I do that and ask Dr. Conte the final question, I want for pay we only advert na the platform. And remember, Fambulem, we advertise na this platform, and we platform is global. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands on social media, home and abroad. Here is we only advert where we get.
It shock you.
Wow. I like the setup and decor. Quite impressive.
You've not seen anything yet. Wait until you taste the food.
I can't wait.
In a sense, money make you
Look at that.
I am sharper than knife, I am sharper than nail. Never small like ant, I am bigger than whale. My Baba gonna lift you up. Nobody will make you drop. Nobody.
In Brixton, we do more of African food and seafood as well. In Peckham, we do more of African food.
Reception or function of any type. This is the place to do. Just do your booking on time, and we can book it to you.
All right, Fambulem, we are finally to the final phase of this all-important interview, and we are quite pleased with the number we turn up, and we know say thousands more get for watch. This is an interview definitely that's going to go viral, and we talk to Dr. Richard Conte. Dr. Richard Conte, one final question to you, sir, is this one. It's obvious that you are coming up against a formidable candidate and you get intentions of your own. So first of all, before you take that position there, your party get for nominate you for become the flag bearer for go contest. I don't know what your chances are, and you will get for address that in this final phase of this brilliant conversation that we've had, sir. But whatever, if you are given that opportunity, you are going to be going up against the people that we already prepared and get all the instruments of state, something where you fully know because you've been there before. You don't operate within that circle. So none of this is strange to you. A, what are your chances, Dr. Conte? And B, overall, the All People's Congress going forward with 2023, the thing where una people and why you read from una most, with all of these challenges, the Adrian Fisher court case, the Julius Mada Bio, the president in your program, and USA APC stand, what are your chances, both personally and on the party in basis? Dr. Conte.
My chances personally are extremely good. I'm very confident, say I will clinch the flag bearership of my party because I don't demonstrate to the members of the party.
Okay, we lost Dr. Conte in audio there briefly. Hopefully he'll come back because it's not towards the end. Okay, we've lost Dr. Conte in audio. Doc,
Okay.
we lost your audio, sir, so you go get for repeat. We lost you briefly.
Yeah, I say I'm extremely confident of victory in the flag bearer race. I will win it on the first ballot, as I tell you, because of my track record and because of what I don't do for my party, what I don't demonstrate for my party, and what my party people I don't show they say are capable of doing in terms of ensuring that we win elections, we defend, we vote, and we give victory to people there. I also believe, say, the APC will win the 2023 elections on the first ballot because the people of Sierra Leone don't get the opportunity over the last 4+ years for see the clear-cut difference between SLPP and APC. And the people then, without any shred of doubt, don't reach the conclusion, say the APC is a better party in governance. And so therefore, I believe, say, with the right, a friend of mine say, with the right coach, when a team, they lost, they sacked the coach. So with the right coach, when Dr. Richard Conte, the APC will win the next election on the first ballot. We don't show, say, we get the ability for reach out to the strongholds of the party, of the SLPP with a message. And it resonates very well. We don't succeed for create awareness in the population about the abuses we don't take place across all sectors. We don't show, say, this private sector need for be re-energized and reinvigorated, and we believe, say, we get for give new confidence to the private sector for make them come in, for make them control, create the jobs and give the resources where the government needs for make them grow. We don't show, say, we dey manage the economy better. We don't show, say, we go able for ensure, say, when you are employed, you get paid, and the waiting they pay you go able allow you a decent standard of living. This APC government, where we will usher in, will be an inclusive government where everybody, every Sierra Leonean, will be given an equal opportunity to actualize influence potentials. And we don't demonstrate that both in and out of government say, we believe in that and we can do it. President Kurumaduam, during in term, we will do it also during our term, and we will send a clear message that we are a government, we're different, we are a government, we're there for the people, and we will respond to the everyday needs of the people. We'll be a very responsive government, a very responsible government, a very democratic government.
And there we go. Una yeri for una self. I don't even need for reiterate that the APC will be a better government in power. Dr. Richard Conte will be a better president in power. And all what he say is based on the past 4 years, all the letdowns. So we get a record, a track record for look at, and this is quite important. And in they say he will be a better president if he's given a chance, for lead the party and against a party or government that has not done well at all. So I hope say we don't hear with this. Dr. Conte, the interview is effectively over, but even though you wrap up the program, I'll still give you another 1 or 2 minutes for let you just close the program, your final submission, sir.
Thank you very much, fellow Sierra Leoneans. I want to wish the Muslims all the best as they wrap up the month of Ramadan. Then to the rest of we Sierra Leoneans, I want to say, Lord will also, because this year we'll not celebrate independence. And we not even get a feel for say,
Okay, again, I think we've okay, now call the cam. Okay, I do understand this now.
going forward, I want to make the people them know say the APC is ready for embrace everybody. We country is polarized right in the middle, across tribal lines, across regional lines. You need for belong to a particular tribe to make you get a job. You need for come from a particular region to make you get a job. Then they sack people from the police, sack people from the army, sack people from the public service, sack people from the civil service, just because they believe, say, they belong to a particular party or they hail from a particular region and they get a particular surname. This must not be allowed to continue. The APC is ready for welcome everybody back. And me, Dr. Richard Conte, as the unifier under my leadership, we will ensure say we reach out to everybody and offer this country back an opportunity for breathe another sigh of relief. We will unite this country. We will bring peace in this country. We will guarantee people their fundamental rights. We will fight corruption. We will build a strong and resilient economy. And we will ensure say we harness all the potentials available, both natural and human resources, for ensure say we get the best out of our for able to build a strong and vibrant country. Sierra Leone are the only country we will get. Let we all come together and work together as one to build a strong country. And to the people in the APC, let we not despair over this court judgment. Let we reflect on it. I believe say key stakeholders that will guide the process, and we will ensure say we move on as one people in one party, poised for victory in 2023. This phase 2 will pass, and the APC shall rise again, ever stronger. I want to tell you all plenty thank you for your attention. I want to thank Prince and his team for this opportunity where they give me for express the views, and I want to say are available for come again whenever when I need me, for that we come and address topical issues where this country need for be enlightened about. Thank you very much, and I salute you.
Yeah. Dr. Conte, you make us feel a little bit emotional towards the end of this program. And yes, sir, the platform has a huge respect for you. Of course, we get for you with due diligence and remain professional. But there's a special place for you on this platform, and we appreciate you that you're able for always honor we call when we call you for come. In fact, it's a national duty, it's a civic responsibility for come and address the Sierra Leonean people. And we can assure you, sir, that we will make sure say this interview, which as I look at social media now in the numbers, is a hit already, because I've been doing this for quite a while. So I've been just want to say thank you, sir. And thank you for recognizing us as well, because in as much as we host you, but the fact that you as well appear on the platform, it means a whole lot to us. We wish you all the best. We will see you again soon. And Fambulem, this has been Dr. Richard Conte. On Sunday, tomorrow, we're going to have Ajibu Jallo on the program. And on Monday, we're going to have Ahmed Sise on the program. And a slot of APC people. Equally so, the platform is open to SLPP people. We've been saying this for a number of times, because the platform, will they try for make sure say it's truly representative. It's up to you whether you take it or not. If you don't, Dr. Richard Conte will always fill in that slot and many others and speak to the Sierra Leonean people. Dr. Richard Conte, I salute you, sir, in many respects, sir, and there's a special place here for you. Thank you so much and good night.
Same here. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye, sir. Thank you. Okay, Fambule, we don't come to the end of this program, and we had Dr. Richard Conte. We'll not be able to read most of the program, the chat room, but I use this opportunity because it will be unfair. Those of whom will participate in the chat room. So Ibrahim Justice says, Dr. Conte, you made my day. You are the chosen one as flag bearer in the APC party and knows how to take on the SLPP failed regime. Okay. Adama Mambu, look the Alaki dog they pull in per Dr. Samura Kamara. I don't know what the Adama Mambu be the chair for say there, but that's what she said. Adama Mambu again, will they curse you because you are backstabber? Again, I don't know when the sister been directly addressed. Alareni Shaw, why you guys not come together before convention? Okay. Lana Dr. Richard Conte, why you guys not come before convention? Ibrahim Justice say, Adama Mambu, oh come on, we don't entertain this. Ibrahim Justice say, and we go delete this where you put so. But the next time, brother, this platform now one of the most decent platform. We need to entertain any of these. Stop it, brother. I will have to delete this. I will ask the administrator then for pull that. Abdullah Kanu. It is true, my brother. Don't know why you speak. Stella Coca, you are power hunger and a failure in the US. That is why you decide to fight for presidency in Freetown. Only fools will trust you. Don't know exactly who she was referring to. Adamambu, na Samura, na in the delegates de Sabi. Richard, you swear owner you will be president. You the dream till. Yeah, I don't get it. But that was definitely to Dr. Richard Conte. Lamzodi, with all the benefits achieved from APC, waiting you don't do at this time where we people need help. I think say that question is critical, and hopefully if I be not read Dr. Richard Conte for me address that waiting he don't do. But it's a fair question. Ibrahim just is a lucky thing like you, Adam. Come on, you see. So this is not the back and forth. And Sister Adama, okay, let me address me, Sister Adama, because I possibly we don't engage on social media many times. Sister Adama, stop. You may not agree. I'm not sure whether or not Dr. Conte is the address, but you may not agree with somebody with the host. But you know, say somebody go agree with them. So how we walk that fine line in between the two, that's what's important, sister. Love you loads. Yeah. Okay. Dominion. Well, you not get for solve this Dominion problem because you not go be on the APC. Adam are on fire this evening. It better pass you a lucky. Come on, Stella Coca. Why have you not been residing in Freetown all this time and struggle with the people you want to represent? Ahmed Tijanba. Dr. Richard Conte, if it happens you did not win to be the presidential candidate for the APC, are you going to support whoever emerges as the flag? These are the kind of questions that we're looking for, reflections that we're looking for. I want to thank you very much, Brother Ahmed Tijanba. Very critical question. I should have asked that myself. Mark, Macaulay, Bewo, Conte, Marcospec. It is unfortunate for some of you who are blind supporters. You are making a false claim. Did you follow up on how the court dealt with the case? Let Samora deal with this current case. Okay. Fair reflection. Molai Isa Kamara. Now, Samora, we all don't sabi. Samora might turn out not to be the potential candidate, and we need for the look because there's a possibility SLPP no go even allow them for be the candidates by just putting case on them. And if they put case on you, one of criminal essence, which means that you don't have the moral and ethic for team up for some of that position they would talk about. So we need for bear this in mind. Okay, I think I go read one or two more and I will end it. I like your attitude on this thread. You don't engage negative attacks on you. You are really matured. That's Mohammed Adams. I don't know who he was referring to, but that's a good, your representation. Dr. Richard Conte has worked harder than any aspirant in the APC party. We, the grassroots, endorse him to be our APC party flag bearer and bingo for APC come 2023. Dr. Richard Conte will obviously like that. Simon K. Koroma, this fake degree issue should be seriously addressed and dealt with. Absolutely agree, Simon. It is not a joke. There is a current situation where someone that stopped at class 3 primary school dropout become adult. The person had an opportunity. Anyway, I need to stop this conversation now. We need to close the program. But I want to say thank you to everybody who listening to this program tonight. And I just want to let you know, Ajibu, they come tomorrow. And Ahmed Sisi, they come on Monday. And we're going to have a slew of All People's Congress people. They come address the latest issue. It's been a then and now production. And I want to say thank you very much to all the participants. So can I say good night now? Thank you so much.